CMH, your #1 historic sim racing league presents Honor Racing 22. And welcome to the second race, the second event of the 2022 Classic Motorsport Masters Trophy here at CMH Sports. My name is Pascal Mikula. I'm with you in the booth today for qualifying for the 1978 South African Grand Prix. We just saw a big crash there. I don't know why. I don't know how. Anyway, we're just a few minutes before the qualifying session. And yeah, as I said already, we're at Kyalami. We computer animated intro sequence. Credit goes to mainly Matthew Cibagnoni, who is driving a Lotus today. Let's see where he is. He is currently in the pits. Yes, anyway, today is qualifying for the 1978 South African Grand Prix, race 2 of the Masters Trophy. And someone just disappeared for a second. So let's have a quick look at what actually is with these cars. I mean, these are Formula 1 cars. We haven't had Formula 1 cars at CMH for quite some time. Cars, they have wheels and engines. Formula 1, 1978, the cars. Basically, these cars weigh between 500 and... Sorry about that. We have some audio issues, I think. Anyway, these cars weigh between 500 and 600 kilograms and have manual gearboxes, literally stick shifts. Not the paddle shifts we see today in Formula 1, but stick shifts, 5 or 6 speeds. I think the only car that really has a 6-speed gearbox is, well, the Ligier, which is driven today by Simon Witt. Partial ground effect aerodynamics is a note here, which means ground effect, the Venturi tunnel technology, whatever. The Lotus 78 has it, and I think the Arrow FA1 has it as well. Both cars will be driven today in qualifying and tomorrow during the race, so look out for those. They are quick. Goodyear bias plier, Michelin radial tires. Yeah, the big battle of bias plier versus radial. Which tire lasts longer? Which tire is faster? Which tire is safer? The first stage of that battle is to be fought today during qualifying. And of course, you either have 3-liter naturally aspirated or 1.5-liter turbocharged engines. Let's have a look at an example of one of these naturally aspirated engines. Lorenzo Turi in the... What number is he actually in? In the number 35 Arrows FA1. I think he's about to leave the pits. If you listen to that, that is what's called a Ford DFV engine. Really naturally aspirated. And tell you about it, you have about 450 to 500 horsepower. So those things are naturally aspirated, so they don't have any assists when breathing their air. He just passes Simon Witt there in the Ligier. That thing has a V12. And I think we may just switch over to newcomer, to CMH debutant Magyar János from North Macedonia, who is in the Brabham. He's currently crossing the start finish line, and look at that beautiful Brabham BT46. The South African Grand Prix, the debut for the BT46 model. It's not the fan car. This is a previous stage before the fan car. But yeah, my friends, that is a flat 12 engine. Definitely sounds very angry. And then we've got yours truly, currently in the pits, but I will quickly give you the joy of listening to what a 1.5 liter turbocharged Renault engine sounds like. Renault, of course, joining Formula 1 in 1977 or 1978 with the Renault RS01. That thing has a turbocharged V6 engine. In 1978, it was a single turbo, which means a lot of turbo lag, lots of boost, lots of, well, unreliability. And as you can see, that thing really kicks in when it does kick in. Now, anyway, let's have a look at in the same breath at the track that we're racing at. That's Kyalami circuit. You have a track that has not too many corners, 9 turns, in fact, starting down the long front straight, going downhill, sweeping right-hander. The next few corners are also very high speed, very high risk. Then you get to Sunset Bend, the long right-hander. Get that wrong and you're in a heap of trouble. The SS down the southern end of the circuit, I think that is. Back up the front straight. We are expecting lap times of around 1 minute 10 for the front runners. The race tomorrow will be 78 laps, just over 320 kilometers, just under 200 miles. Now, you may be wondering, as we still watch Magyar János being followed by Anderson Bernardino in the Ferrari, he is practicing his sideways driving. That is one good thing. Masters Trophy, that sounds a bit unfamiliar. Well, if you've watched CMH Sports last year, and here he goes into the pits at full stop. If you watched it last year, you may remember it as the Gold Star. Well, we simply renamed it a bit because, well, it sounds a bit more original than... And if you've missed the first race of the Gold Star, well, let's tune you in for that one, because that was the 1978 Nürburgring Trophy race. Let's have a look at some replays of that. I remember that one fondly. The start here at the Nürburgring, using the Grand Touring Group 5 mod built by CMH. So, with a lot of detail, a lot of excitement, Group Division 1, Division 2, a little bit of a bump there between Mathieu Sepagnoni and Gabriel Ster. Oh, look at that! Yours truly fighting against Luca Zadel, both in a Porsche 935. That was a good fight for the win until, and I think that's the next clip, whenever that happens. Until this moment, Zadel losing control, taking Christian Dauger with him, and Joe Gillett, very close to actually being collected by that. Now, that was the first race of the CMH Gold Star. We are now in the second race. That means the first race has been completed a few months ago. I think, February 20th. It's almost 2 months to the day. And let me tell you, real quick, before we go to qualifying, the standings in the CMH Gold Star. You see, I'm calling it the CMH Gold Star, the CMH Masters Trophy, the Masters Trophy after the first race. Now, yours truly, Pascal Mikula is leading currently. Joe Gillett, second place, both on 25 points. Well, you see, because the first race was a multi-class race, well, people got the same points for the same finishing position in their class. So, myself and Joe Gillett, the old rivalry from last year's Gold Star in the just continues, 25 points each. Then we have Martin Bayer and Filippo Marazzi in third place, tied on 18 points. Mathieu Sepagnoni and Christian Dauger are tied on 15 points for fifth place together. Then we have Steve Velocity with 12 points, Luca Zadel with 12 points. Then 9th place, Gabriel Ster, and 10th place, Ricardo Mendes, 10 and 8 points respectively. We are looking to have myself, Joe, Martin Bayer, Mathieu Sepagnoni. I think Christian Dauger is in this event today. We're still waiting for Steve Velocity and Luca Zadel. Gabriel Ster is unfortunately not with us today, but Ricardo Mendes for sure is. Now, before we go to qualifying, let's quickly head off for a small little ad break. We'll be back, and then we'll have 1 hour of qualifying for you uninterrupted. See you in a bit.
So heavy rain is slowing traffic.
What time's your meeting?
8:30.
Oh, great. I have to be there by 8. Sitter isn't here yet.
You ready for more good news?
What now?
Kevin's diaper leaked. Everything's soaked.
Not today.
If you could buy a thin diaper that dramatically cut leakage, even overnight, wouldn't you try it? This is it. New Love's Deluxe. Now with the Night Guard system. No diaper has ever worked like this. If baby only wet once during the night, almost any thin diaper would do. But only Love's new Night Guard system quickly distributes wetness throughout the padding. So when baby wets again, other diapers can leak, but Love's can still absorb without leaking.
We better roll.
Everything's in good shape today.
Oh, is that that new diaper?
Now it's our only diaper.
Those things really work, don't they?
They really work.
Mommy, why did I get a cavity? Why?
Parents have to answer enough tough questions, so do all you can to prevent that one. Make sure you give your kids Crest. You see, Crest has Fluorostat. It's a unique formula, and no other toothpaste has ever done a test to prove it's better than Crest at fighting cavities. Crest, the dentist's choice for their patients, should be your choice for your children.
I hope I don't get a cavity next time.
I gotta take a break. I wanna play in the rain and take a break. 7 Up so cool and clear. Yeah, it feels as good as the rain that's out here. Gotta take a break. 7 Up. I wanna play in the rain and take a break. It's so good coming down.
Now you could win a year's worth of free travel on United Airlines, plus $25,000. Look for the 7-Up Play All Day game.
7 Up.
If dinner gets a little too attached to your grill, reach for the ultimate cleaning machine, SOS. Nothing cuts the dirt on grills, white walls, or golf clubs faster. SOS, the ultimate cleaning machine.
You'll get it. Do it one more time.
I got it! Fever! We got it too!
Fever?
We got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles. Fever! It's that deep fried taste. Fever! It's that crispy crunch. Fever!
Wow, now I've got it.
Fever! We got the fever for the flavor of a Pringles.
Fever!
I'm sending the Edwards a card to thank them for the dinner and to thank Elizabeth for loaning me a dress. After you spilled wine on me, and her tablecloth, and her rug, and her poodle, Snowflake. And to promise her that you won't try any more magic tricks in their house. Please forgive us, Elaine and Abracadabra.
A night to remember deserves a card from Hallmark, the place to go when you care enough to send the very best.
Why are so many people drinking Diet Coke and seeing Steve Martin and Daryl Hannah's new movie, Roxanne? It's as plain as the nose on your face.
Just for the fun of it. Just for the smile of it. Diet Coke. Just for the cool of it. The love of it. The taste of it. Diet Coke. Just for the style of it. Diet Coke. The number one of it. Just for the fun of it. Roxanne and Diet Coke.
Welcome back to Kyalami and the qualifying for the South African Grand Prix. Qualifying has just started 15 seconds ago, and we already got someone in the pit lane sideways. That is, I think that was Agatino Bibona. Not sure, but he is going the right way again. All right, before we head into qualifying proper, let's remind you of tomorrow, because this is not the race yet. Not yet. Tomorrow at CMH, live on CMH Sports, the 1978 South African Grand Prix, counting to the annual Classic Motorsport Hub Masters Trophy. Be there or be square. You are either on track or you're on YouTube. There's no in between. So tomorrow on April 17th at 7 p.m. It's 7 p.m. London time. The 1978 South African Grand Prix. Alright, on to qualify. First one out on track, Lorenzo Turi from Italy in the number 35 Arrows. I think that one was originally driven by Ricardo Mendes, so an Italian driving an Italian car on a lap. Going to turn 1, very clean. Oh, a little sideways. Let's have a quick look-see. Exiting turn 1, going into turn 2. 170 kilometers an hour, very quick. Clips the grass a little bit. Going through the sweeper. Into Sunset Bend. Down to 4th gear, I think he is. Actually, he's in 3rd gear. Up to 4th, down to 2nd. 1st gear, in fact. Controlling the massive torque of that Ford DFV engine. Going through the SS, very clean. He's following the racing line very cleanly. This is going to be a fast lap for Lorenzo Turi. This Arrows has absolutely no business being at the front, but, well, Turi makes it work. He makes it work with absolute magic. He's going, oh, he's smoking. His engine is smoking. He is pushing it to the limit. Going across the start-finish line, Lorenzo Turi records the first lap of the qualifying 1 minute 8.824. Man, you can park it. That thing is on pole. No one's going to beat it. Who's on track behind? Next car on track. Well, it is Agostino Bivona in the McLaren. He's going through the... Well, it's the penultimate corner, but for all intents and purposes, here's how you don't control that car properly. But he's now on the front straight at final kink. What's that time gonna be? 1 minute 11. 1 minute 12.018. Simone Gallardini putting in a banker lap, not quite representative, 130.223. Aaron Curtis in the number 27 Williams, 111.053. First few laps are getting done. Lorenzo Turi in the grass. That's his second flying lap done. Simon Witt. He is on a lap. He just started his flying lap in the Ligier. Let's listen to that thing. Let's listen to that thing. Just listen to it. Ooh, baby. That thing sounds brutal. Let's listen to it from the outside, because that thing is just... It screams. It's 12 angry mosquitoes, but big mosquitoes. So big that they're a 3-liter Matra V12. Listen to that thing. Going through the S's now. Very good line. Oh! He had to back out a bit, but this isn't looking too bad. I see Anderson Bernardino has put in another banker lap as well. Let's see, Simon Witt. His first lap puts him P4 currently, 112.502. Not too bad at all. Let's see who else is on a lap. Aaron Curtis is returning to the pits. Anderson Bernardino is now coming to finish a lap. Whoa, big crash there, Agostino Bivona. I'm not sure that car is going to be ready for another run during this hour. Anyway, Miguel Rocha, I don't know how to pronounce it. But he's in a Tyrrell, the number 4. Very, very skittish, that car, but it looks fast. If it looks fast, feels fast, smells fast, it's probably fast. Going through the SS, very nice. Looks like the Tyrrell team... Ooh! Ooh! The Tyrrell team has only sent out one car for now. The teammate, and I'm really having a stab at pronouncing that, Petteri Poskiparta, from Finland, as you can imagine, he is still sitting in the pits. So, the number 4 Tyrrell is... Well, that wasn't even a lap. He's now on a lap. That was his out lap. Like, holy crap. And I'm sorry, sideways again into turn 1. So, through turn 2, missing the apex a bit, actually missing a bit of the track. Ooh, sideways action there. We're now almost, well, a bit more than 5 minutes in. The current order, as we're still watching the number 4 Turo being driven. The current order. Turi, 2.5 seconds ahead of Aaron Curtis. 2.9 seconds ahead of Agostino Bivona. 3.9 seconds ahead of Simon Witt. 5.4 seconds ahead of Anderson Bernardino. And 9.1 seconds ahead of Simone Ghilardini. I'm pretty sure Ghilardini, again, had a mistake or something happened to him. As far as Ghilardini is actually entered in the number 19 Surtees, sponsored by the Beta Company. Well, I mean, it would have been a bit funnier if we had seen the Durex sponsored Surtees, but well, want to stay rated E for everyone. Miguel Roja now in 5th place, 1:11.776 for the. I think he's Portuguese. I don't have the entry list in my head. I mean, I need to go out for a few qualifying runs at some point, since I am in the number 15 Renault. But hey, the show must go on. Maria Janos in the number 2 Brabham has put in the time 1:09.7. There he is, going through the S's again. He might be on another lap, or he might be on his in lap. The way he's pushing. Nope, that doesn't look like an in lap at all. Up into 5th gear. That was not an improvement. That was a 1:11.0. Now, now, if you would excuse me for a second, I will go out and qualify. Meanwhile, you can enjoy the pure Bivona spinning in the background. You can enjoy the pure sounds of whatever our director Paimon has to find on track. Well, he's doing a good job, so just enjoy the audio. Turn it up. Well, welcome back. For myself, I don't know. Anyway, well, we're back. And Joe Gillett in the Volta Wolf number 20. The Wolf, driven by Jody Scheckter back then. 1979 Formula 1 World Champion, drove 1978 for Volta Wolf. I think he actually won the first race of 1977 or 78 with the Volta Wolf team on the team's debut. So, yeah, Jody Scheckter definitely was a talent back then, and Joe Gillett, I think he is about to do it justice. Well, he's currently just put in a slowerish banker lap kind of thing. Of course, Joe Gillett, last year's Gold Star champion, with a... Well, he did crash out of the Silverstone 1000 last year, but that still was enough for him to get the Gold Star championship last year. He is certainly hoping to repeat it this year and obtain the title of Master of Classic Motorsport. And yeah, I'm getting corrected in the comments here, but it was 1977 when Jody Scheckter won for Volta Wolf on the debut of the team. So, yeah. Dom Wings coming in clutch. I heard a crash on the front straight. Well, I saw a crash on the front straight as well, right behind me. I was doing my lap, and behind me there was Simon Witt just doing his thing. Well, anyway. Joe Gillett now across the line. Well, I'll be damned, because that Wolf actually has a 6-speed gearbox. Interesting. But Joe Gillett is currently, his best is currently a 1:13.9. And as far as I can see, I think we may have some trouble coming for Lorenzo Turi. Yes! Lorenzo Turi has actually just exceeded the lap limit. Unfortunately, that means, because he did more than 12 laps, qualifying, that means he has to start from the back. That is a massive, massive blow for the Italian, who, after signing up only a few hours ago, has been setting the pace. It's incredible. Unbelievable. So we have 3 cars that are currently out of it, like, that are currently already finished with their laps. Oh. So, okay, sorry for the lack of noise right now. So, there. Okay, we need to do some clearing up. Okay, wait. Need to get back. Need to get back into it. So, 12 laps is the limit for qualifying, and everyone knows it. I mentioned it in the pre-session briefing. 2 cars have unfortunately, well, exceeded that lap allowance. Those being car 35 of Lorenzo Turi. Again, highly unfortunate, very, very tragic for him, and like I'm not even joking this time. And car number 11 of Anderson Bernardino. Agatino Bivona is in the pits. He is finished with his qualifying. He is exactly on 12 laps. And yeah, that's basically it. We have unfortunately the driver who's basically been dominating the time trial session so far is just basically lost it because of the lap limit. So anyway, back on track. See what cars are still eligible for. I know Joe Gillett is still eligible for laps. Magyar János out on track currently still has 1 run. Matt Cipagnoni has 2 runs left, or 3 depending on how you see it. Miguel Rocha is finished. 10 laps completed. He can do. Well, he could still finish this lap if it's a push lap, and then he has to go to the pits. Agatino Bivona is finished. Aaron Curtis has only done 1 run so far. Simon Witt is on his, I think, third run. So he is finished now as well. Petteri Poskipata has done 2 runs. I have done 1 run so far. Bernardino, well, he's unfortunately exceeded the lap allowance, so he's starting from the back next to Lorenzo Turi. Joe Gillett has done a single run, and Simone Ghilardini has done 2 runs. Martin Beyer is now on his first lap out of the pits. Well, not first lap out of the pits, actually first lap really pushing. And he's in the shadow, the number 16. Beautiful white car, I must say. So, ooh, careful there. And if I look at the car very closely, I was expecting to see a little bit more than just a normal triangularly shaped side pods. But yeah, it's a beautiful car. There's no doubt about it. Now, Martin Beyer crosses the start-finish line. 111.735. Man, he's beat me as well. So 111.735. 8th place currently for Martin Beyer. Very well done for his first run out of the pits. So Miguel Rocha, I still can't get that name right, I swear. So he's finished now. He's done exactly 12 laps. Magyar János is finished. Matthew Cipagnoni has done a single run, as I said already. Aaron Curtis. So Martin Beyer is the only car out on track right now. Well, let's change that. Let's change that. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll be at 1 more car out on track. Oh, and just as I say that, 11th place Joe Gillett is going out on track. Anyway, turn up your audio. Well, and as soon as I shut up, cars are going out on track. Right now, right behind me is Joe Gillett in the Walter Wolf car. I'm just going to quickly let him by. He looks to be on a push lap. There he goes. Going through the sunsets. I think that's no, that's not Sunset Bend, but it's definitely a big sweeper. Oh, and he's into the wall. That's that run done, and he's back to the pits. Currently out on track, Aaron Curtis in the Williams FW06. He may be on a push lap. Let me quickly check that for you. He is on a push lap. He is improving. Let's see how that goes for him. Well done through that corner. Going through the S's now. Driving the ever-living god out of that DFV. And here he comes. Oh, sideways out of the final corner. Onto the final straight. He is looking to improve. 1 minute 10.742. He is on the second row. He is third place now. That is Aaron Curtis in the Williams. Now, our current standings, half an hour into the session, and the following cars are finished with their qualifying. Magyar János, well, he's on pole position, he's quite safe. Miguel Rocha, he is fourth with a 110.853. So he could still get beaten if I can get a better lap in. Really, that's it. Bivona, Agatino Bivona is finished in the McLaren, 111.0. Not bad, 6th place. Simon Witt is finished with a 111.062. Very, very close behind Bivona. Joe Gillett is finished now with a 111.071. Even closer behind Simon Witt. And Anderson Bernardino, well, unfortunately, he has exceeded the lap allowance and is out of qualifying. So his lap time of 113.2, not really valid, unfortunately. Also exceeding the lap limit has been Lorenzo Turi. Again, he will also start at the back, but because he qualified faster than Bernardino, he's going to start ahead of him as well. That's how that works. Now, I wonder, Joe knows he is finished? Petteri Poskipata is... Ooh. That is his final lap. He is on track right now, doing his final run. He has this lap, and then the in-lap, and then he is finished as well. And we still have half an hour to go in the session. I know. The drivers really want to get that. Oh, no, he's went on the grass. The number 3 turtle. And now he's completely out of shape. Okay, well, let's see how he does. And onto the server joins now Ricardo Mendes, who hasn't done any laps so far. Oh, but Poskipata, he's really loose. Look at that four-wheel drift! Wow! It won't bring him any time, but it sure brings him style points. Oh! And across the line, it is not an improvement, and he's finished. That was his final run. That was a 112.318. And now Ricardo Mendes in the number 12 Ferrari, driven by Gilles Villeneuve in 1978. We can look forward to some fast times by the Portuguese. So let's see. Berta is on his in-lap now. But does he well, he's forced on his in-lap by spinning into the wall. Oi, 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 oi. And his engine is smoking. I think he really needs to see Ken Turrell and the boys. And into the pits he goes. On track, we have no man actually at the moment. So. Alright. So, once again, and I was just about to say nothing's happening on track right now, so let's just sail smoothly through this whole thing. And Ricardo Mendes is on track. There he goes, the number 12, that very famous Ferrari driven by Gilles Villeneuve, a 312 T3. It is. That is the very first 312 T3. Again, because Ferrari debuted that car at Kyalami. You know, the boys at Ferrari, they can be very proud that we are not running the Argentinian or Brazilian Grand Prix, because they would still have to drive the old 312 T2. Well, I'll admit it. Oh no! Into the wall. Oh. That's not a good outlap. Very unfortunate. And as far as I know, as far as I can tell, he may actually now have a damaged suspension and or a puncture on the left rear. Very unfortunate. And as you can see, he is crawling back to the pits now. Oh, or he's crawling around the track for sure. I think he just lost his confidence in that car. They'll have to repair that thing and bring out the spare. But yeah, granted, the T2 won the championship in 1977, but with the advent of ground effects and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure. Well, speaking of ground effects, hello, Mr. Sibanioni. Let's have a quick look at this car in particular. If we can get a shot at the side pods, possibly yes. Well, a bit more square on, because this. Well, ground effect, what does it do? Essentially, what it does is can you zoom in a bit? What it does essentially is it literally sucks the car to the ground. Because you have these Venturi tunnels, and they're not that pronounced on this car. The Lotus 79 and future cars all over the grid, they had bigger side pods for bigger Venturi tunnels. But basically what it does, you have underneath the tunnel is the plank, or the underbody, is shaped like an inverted wing. You know, like a wing you see on an aircraft. Let's look at the rear wing actually for a shape comparison. I mean, just focus your eyes on the rear wing. That is shaped like an upside down aircraft wing. That thing generates this thing called downforce or negative lift. Now going back to the side pods for a quick. Well, the side pods, the Venturi tunnels, and the underbody shape, it's basically, what if you take the shape of the rear wing and extract it or extend it? Oh! Keep it out of the wall. I'm not done explaining yet. Oh, he's going back to... Don't you dare. Don't you... Anyway, what if you take the rear wing shape... Oh, there you go. He listened to me. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Yeah, there he goes. Spinning the wheels, back on track. What if you take the rear wing, or its shape, and extend that principle to the whole underneath of the car? And basically that generates a pressure difference. You get normal air going into the side pod, and because you get less space for the air to go through, because the shape, it basically squeezes the air into a point. That air speeds up. It's lower pressure. And then you release it back out of the back. And that lower pressure area compared to the normal pressure over the car. Oh no! Oh no! That was Simone Ghilardini coming out of the pits. Anyway, and now let me finish that for once. That literally sucks the car to the ground. Well, not really sucks, it pushes the car to the ground with massive force because of the pressure difference between over the car and under the car. Now, and you also see those skirts. You see those skirts, those little black stripes underneath the John Player Special? That is to seal the underside of the car so that the air that you accelerate underneath the car in these Venturi tunnels, they're literally called that, so that the air doesn't escape. Because if the air escapes that part of the car, all of the downforce that you generate by accelerating it through there, it's just gone. So you really don't want to break one of those skirts. And that's what made these cars so dangerous in the early 80s. Now, we're not F1 Tech Talk. I quite don't have the quality that you want of that. But anyway, now. On track now, there's Aaron Curtis, 3rd place currently. He is on a run. That will be his 3rd run. Going into the first turn. A little bit sideways, but he is doing good. And I would also like to advise all the drivers to please get back on the server and stay on the server. We want to have complete standings, including you, Mr. Turry. And there goes another one. Anyway, Aaron Curtis now going into this, well... Oh, where is he? I think he kept it on track, but he's lagging badly. Not just for me, not just for us on screen, but yeah, okay, anyway. Going through the S's into the final corner, and there's Simone Ghilardini, not going too quickly. He might be on an outlet. It's just now accelerating. Anyway, Aaron Curtis now coming across the start-finish line any second now. And the lap time, 1 minute, 10.554. He has improved. He is now only a 10th behind Matthew Cibagnoni. We may see the ground effect phenomenon, Lotus 78, be pushed out of the first row of the grid, if Curtis can improve by another 10th and a half. Speaking of ground effect cars, Luca Zadel. He's in the other Lotus. There he is. Starting his qualifying session, finally. Only half an hour late. No, actually only 40 minutes late. I don't judge. Meanwhile, Mendes is going through the final kink there. You can see it on your map, and now you can see it on your screen. Ricardo Mendes, 110.941. He just put himself in 4th place. Just ahead of myself. Simone Ghilardini now on track. His last time was a 118.469. 116.276. He needs to get a move on. He's 3 seconds off of the next slowest car. Or 5 seconds off the next slowest car that's actually still qualified. But I'm pretty sure it's the thought that counts in his case. And also across the line now, Luca Zadel to start his lap. The Lotus going 300 kilometers an hour on the straight. Trusting the ground effect? Not too much. Oh. Yeah, you lose a lot of speed when you go over the curbs, especially in a ground effect car, simply because of the amount of downforce you lose. But it hasn't really stopped him from pushing. He's going a little bit wide. And slowing down the gears. You can watch the rev counter in the center of the dashboard, going up and down and up and down as he goes through the rev range of his 500 horsepower Ford DFV. And into the final corner he well, I'm gonna call it the final corner because for all intents and purposes it is the final corner. And excuse the lag spikes, it is drivers returning to the server. That just happens, like takes about, well, it used to take a bit longer, but fortunately we have way better streaming equipment at our disposal now. Am I right, Paimon? I am right. Lucas Adel across the line, 1 minute and 12.818 for the Slovenian. First lap out of the pits, first lap on the track. Well, never ever did I say that these cars are not able to four-wheel drift, these ground effect cars. Look at that. That car is twitchy. It's a true Lotus. Now. Yep, Ricardo Mendes is back to the pits. Mendes still has 2 runs left. Aaron Curtis has 1 run left. Matthew Cipollone has 1 run left as far as I can see. And Lucas Zadel is still on his first run, second flying lap. These cars, I'm pretty sure these cars take more than 1 flying lap to really get up to speed, especially with these tires. But he's now coming through the final corner. He is 111.077. 7th place. So, and 1 more lap. How much fuel does he have in that thing? But look, he's taking a clean line now. Let's go on board with him. I mean, really, on board. I mean, the cockpit view. Yeah, that one's good. Oh, you're now looking right at the point of view that Lucas Zadel is seeing as well. The front wheels, let's see, no lockup. A little bit of understeer. Good exit there, very nice exit there. Going into the S's. You can see how bumpy it is. It's just not just the track, but these ground effect cars also need to be very, very stiffly sprung. Again, not to keep the airflow steady underneath the car. Back on the straight. 4th gear. Up into 5th gear. And Lucas Zadel across the line for his 3rd flying lap in a row. 1 minute 10.423. He has just, yeah, he's put himself on road number 1. 2nd place for Slovenian Lucas Zadel. And Matthew Cipollone is now in 3rd place. It's a Lotus 2-3, and here he spins. Oh, be careful! Speak of the devil. I think, you know, I don't know, should kind of treat it like Voldemort. You just don't say it. Anyway, your current order in qualifying, as we have on our screen. Magyar János from North Macedonia, still on pole by 0.7 of a second. Way comfortable. Lucas Zadel, 2nd place. Matthew Cipollone, 3rd. Aaron Curtis next to him in 4th. Ricardo Mendes in 5th. Myself in 6th currently. I know Agatino Bivona is somewhere up there as well. He is, I think he was ahead of me or just behind me. Simon Witt right there behind in 7th. Petteri Poskipata in 8th. Martin Bayer is shown in 9th place. Anderson Bernardino in 10th. Simone Ghilardini still in 11th. And yeah, but Bernardino's time, unfortunately, doesn't count. We still have Miguel Roque. So if you watched the first race of the season, you had Javi Gonzalez commentate, and he told me just a few minutes ago the way I pronounced Miguel's last name was correct. It's just that the U in Miguel is silent. Now the question is, which version of my pronunciation was correct? Because I butchered a few times. Anyway, that out of the way. Cipollone on his presumably final run, if he does more than 2 laps. If he does more than 2 flying laps, that will be his final run. Going through the S's, I think that's... He is not on an outlap, actually. He is on his flying lap. Doing very good. Going through the final corner, he is hugging the... He's not quite climbing the curb, he's hugging the curb. Hugging the outside curb as well on the exit. And now just foot to the floor. 5th gear, 290 kilometers an hour across the line, 1 minute 11.033. That was a slightly slower first lap, but I mentioned it earlier, these cars need more than 1 lap to get up to speed. Meanwhile, oh no! He's off and into the wall. Ah, that is his qualifying finished because he doesn't have enough laps left. His teammate, meanwhile, Lucas Zadel in the number 5 Lotus. He's using every bit of track and then some. Let's see if he can actually really push hard and make up 7/10. You know, he may actually challenge Magyar János for the pole time. But it doesn't look like the Macedonian driver is in any way being challenged for pole. But surely the battle for second place, or the battle for the front row, is quite interesting because we have... Well, Aaron Curtis still has 1 run left if he does only 1 flying lap, which could maybe not work. Zadel goes across the line. 1:10.593, not an improvement, but it's close. Sibagnoni, he has to enter the pits now. His qualifying is finished. He better enter the pits now. Zadel, meanwhile, is still going strong. Through the S's. You heard it right on the downshift. The car passed the camera right on the downshift. Mwah! Absolute beautiful work from the director. Now Zadel coming across the line. It is a 1 minute 15.4. He made a mistake during that lap. Meanwhile, Matt Sibagnoni... Oh, that spells trouble for him. He improves on his final lap, but it is too much. Caught in 4K, Matthew Sibagnoni exceeding the lap limit after improving on his very final lap. Oh no, oh no, no, no. That being said, Martin Bayer, from, I can only assume, Bavaria, in the shadow number 16. His current best time, 1:11.735. Starting a new run now. Looking good, I think it looks good. A little bit squirrely, but yeah, things are squirrely. Downshifting, you can hear the crackle in the exhaust. Whoa! Down to second gear. Careful on the throttle. Up the gear. Third gear, 200 kilometers an hour before you enter this section, the S's. Got a bit wide on the entry of the first one, and that sacrificed... Yep, that sacrificed the rest of that sector, I think. But looks like a good exit. Bit sideways, has to back off a bit. Onto the front straight now. Martin Bayer currently ninth fastest of the drivers, 8th fastest of the drivers currently on the server. 111.606. He did improve. Very well done. Very well done in a car that is really, despite being equipped with the DFV, like the almighty Ford DFV, the chassis just isn't that good. But he's really pulling all the stops, and look at the speed he's going. Meanwhile, let's not divert the camera attention from that. Aaron Curtis starting a run. Well, let's keep a track of him in the background. Meanwhile, out of the pits goes Ricardo Mendes through turn 1. Let's hope he doesn't impede Curtis's lap. Martin Bayer into the S's. Tight entry this time. Beautiful. That is gonna be another fast lap. It's gonna be a big improvement. He may be able... Oh, come on. Keep it. Stick, stick, stick. A little bit sideways again on exit, but not as bad as last time. He may be able to challenge the Tyrrell of Poskipata. Let's see. 111.606 the previous lap. 111.191! Not quite. He is 8 1,000ths off of the Finnish driver. And he has one more lap. No, 2 more laps. He has 2 more laps. And he's pushing. You can see it. You can see it. Aaron Curtis has now improved. 110.148. The Williams has put itself on the front row of the grid. Amazing stuff. Bayer. Oh, and Saddle has... No! No! Oh, and there he goes. Ah! What happened there? Let's have a quick look at the replay. Saddle spun. Oh, what was that under acceleration that he just spun? And then... Oh! Oh! Oh, no! Well, Saddle is now out of laps. He is finished. He's finished. He is no longer going to improve. Martin Bayer is... He has one more lap. He has to make that lap count. 8 1,000ths of a second between him and Poskipata. And I think he's angry. Because he was improving on that previous lap. Before he ran into Saddle. Now Curtis is out of laps. He has to go to the pits. Saddle's out of laps. He has to go to the pits. Mendes... 110.941 his current best time. He is out on track. Everyone except for Mendes and myself is currently out of laps. So, no, well, and of course Martin Bayer, who we see on screen, he has this lap and then he's done. Let's see if he can improve. He is looking good, looking speedy. I got up on the curb a little bit there through the S's. Don't lose your cool, man. He's doing good with that car. Wide entry into the final corner there. Bit of understeer on the exit. And now just put your foot on the floor, mash it through the firewall. There isn't really one, but you know what I'm talking about. Nope. He's abandoning the lap. He is going to the pits. Nevertheless, a 1 minute 11.191. A very respectable time for the Shadow. Ricardo Mendes now, 4th place of the cars currently on the server. And it's an improvement, 110.799, 3/10 down on Sadel. And the second Lotus is, oh, no. So the only car on track right now is Ricardo Mendes' Ferrari. But he's looking to be improving right now. Looks good. 110.799. If you can get down to a 110.4. Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because the Lotus of Sadel is unfortunately just been thrown out of the qualifying again for also for exceeding the lap allowance. And yes, he did. Not quite a 7,000. So Ricardo Mendes, if anything, he's showing consistency. So his run is over. He is now also out of laps. So we now have actually 3 minutes now. 3 minutes? Only 3 minutes left. Give me a second because I am about to go on another run. There's only 3 minutes left. I need to go. So have fun watching this piece of dog try to improve. I'll mute myself. Have fun. 3 minutes left in this session. And with that, session's over. And that, Martin, what the hell are you doing? He's still on 12 laps. He's one lucky SOB. Anyway. Anyway. Why is everyone leaving the server? I cannot read out the freaking results of the qualifying session. Qualifying is over. Your pole sitter, Magyar János from Macedonia, on pole position 49.78, South African Grand Prix. I'm getting a tip. Use live racers. Live racers results are only available after the session has ended. It has not ended yet. Anyway. What I can tell you for sure is that Magyar János from Macedonia has finished this qualifying session on pole position. Aaron Curtis is on the front row together with him in the Williams. Very respectable time. Only 4 tenths off of him. 110.148. Then the next... And he just left. There you go. Alright, before I absolutely lose my crap, I'm gonna open my browser, go on Live Racers, classicmotorsporttop.liveracers.com, by the way. classicmotorsporttop.liveracers.com. And I'm sorry if I'm losing my cool a bit. But I told everyone to stay on the server even after the session ends, because otherwise I can't read out the qualifying results. Half the field left before the session even ended. So, there you go, qualifying. All right, finally we got it. Magyar János in the number 2 Brabham, driven by John Watson originally, sets pole with a 109.707. Aaron Curtis is on the front row with him in the number 27 Williams. Then we have Ricardo Mendes in 3rd place with the number 12 Gilles Villeneuve Ferrari. Miguel Rocha, I'm just going to say Rocha, in the number 4 Patrick Depailler Tyrrell in 4th place. Somehow I managed to bring my crappy... Well, I'm not gonna say crap. It's not the best car. Simple as that. This number 15 Renault to on one, two, three, four, 5th place for me in the number 15 Renault. 6th place goes to Agatino Bivona in the number 8 Patrick Tambay McLaren. 7th place goes to Simon Witt in the number 26 Jacques Lafitte Ligier. 8th place goes to Jody Schechter's Wolf, driven by Joe Gillett. 9th place goes to Petteri Poskiparta, driven in number 3 Didier Pironi Tyrrell. Where was I? 9th or 8th? Anyway, behind Poskiparta is Martin Bayer, just barely scraped in with that last little whatever he did. With the number 6 Shadow, driven by Hans Stuck in 1978, with a 111.191. So the field is really, really close, honestly. Then we have Simone Ghilardini, rounding out the field of the cars that actually did not get excluded from qualifying. Excluded from qualifying, in this order, for exceeding the lap allowance. Lorenzo Turi, 108.233. He would have gotten pole by over a second and a half had he not been disqualified from qualifying. Then we have Matthew Sebagnoni, 110.335. Luca Zadel, 110.423. And then all the way down here, Anderson Bernardino in the number 11 Ferrari, 113.257. Those are the ones that are unfortunately out of qualifying. They will line up at the back of the grid. With that being said, and look, and again, I feel like I have to apologize for my conduct during this commentary. I was commentating and driving at the same time at some points. I did my best. I hope you enjoyed. And let's have a quick look again at everything that's coming up at Classic Motorsport Hub in the coming weeks. Well, tomorrow is the race, first of all. For tomorrow is the race, the 1978 South African Grand Prix. Live from Kyalami circuit. Someone else is going to be commentating that one, not me. I'm going to be driving. I'm going to try to do as well as I can with that Renault. But tomorrow, April 17th, either you're on track or you're on YouTube watching us. There is no in between. After that, we go Trans Am Racing, the 5th race of the Trans Am Championship, the Brainerd 210 from Brainerd Raceway. It's also called Donnybrook Raceway, in case you didn't quite recognize what Brainerd Raceway actually is. It's a fun little track. April 24th. Again, you're either there or you're signing up. Come join the CMH forum. The link is in the YouTube stream description. These cars are a hell of a lot of fun to drive. Let me tell you that. They are big muscle cars and they are boats. But damn, they're fun boats. Let me tell you that. So they really need a lot of love. Come give it to them. After that, we go Formula Ford Racing, the BARC Wellerman Formula Ford World National Championship. Goes to Thruxton. Hey! It's going to be commentated by Ben Singleton live on April 28th from Thruxton Circuit. That's a Thursday. It is going to be Thruxton Thursday, unironically. Again, these cars are a lot of fun. I cannot stress it enough. These cars, these Formula Ford cars, may only have 100 horsepower. But damn, those are the most fun 100 horsepower you can have in anything that goes. And then the big one. The 1977 Deutsche Rennsportmeisterschaft. The first race, the Bergische Löwe from Zolder. The first race at Zolder Circuit, at Circuit Zolder. On April 30th and 1st of May 2022. Well, it's also going to be broadcast live. I can tell you that already. I will be commentating the Division 2 race on Sunday. Who's going to be commentating Division 1 race on the Saturday? Who knows? It's going to be a surprise for all of us. Using the in-house built Grand Touring Group 5 mod. We've been working on that mod and building that mod for a year and a half. And believe you me, if you've been there, if you've been in the 1978 Nürburgring Trophy race there with us, you know how these things handle. They are great. They are great. Arguably the best there are. So that's coming up on CMH soon, but tomorrow it is the 1978 South African Grand Prix. This was qualifying from Kyalami. It is Pascal Mikula and Evgeny Sidorenko saying so long, see you tomorrow. Good night.